rely on. In fact, Democrats have already proved it's possible. The Inflation Reduction Act not only saved families money, it also lowers the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. Republicans like to talk about cutting the debt, but Democrats are the ones actually getting it done. Unlike Republicans, the president is also asking the richest of the rich to pay a little.
We have attended news about the fourth stimulus check and Social Security benefits. Now, another $600 in stimulus funds is arriving, and now, as part of the American Rescue Plan, it's part of half the recipients used the money to pay down the debt. And by March of last year, Americans received another $1,400. So, in addition to stimulus funds, taxpayers with children received an enhanced child tax credit worth up to $3,600 for children under 5. Several states have already issued tax refunds that are essentially an extension of stimulus. A handful of states have already introduced bills to provide taxpayers with additional funds as a form of inflation relief. Most of this money comes from budget surpluses in various states. If you live in one of the states and haven't received your money yet, you can contact your state tax department for the status of your check. The state of Virginia sent eligible taxpayers one-time bonus tax refunds, $250 to individuals and $500 for joint filers. So while most checks were mailed out in September, for those who filed at the later end of the application, it's possible that some checks may still be on the way out this year. South Carolina residents also are eligible for a tax rebate if they file a tax return in California, and the rebates will cap at $800 and are based on 2021 tax liability and less than credits. And due to some hurricanes, South Carolina has broken the rebates into 2 phases, depending on where you live and how you file. People who filed their tax return by October should already have received a rebate, and people who file after October 17 should get another rebate by March. So Pennsylvania has also an ongoing program offering a refund on property taxes or rent paid for seniors in 1971 that benefits seniors. The maximum standard rebate is $650, but eligible for supplemental rebates can be up to $975, and the income limit is $35,000 a year for homeowners and $15,000 a year for renters. Although half the checks have been given to people already, the income limit is $35,000 a year for homeowners and $15,000 a year for renters. To get the funds, an application is required, and it must be filed with the state's Department of Revenue by the end of this year. Senate Democrats like Joe Manchin have repeated his support to keep Social Security and Medicare intact, amid worries about its long-term solvency, but said there might be a better program to consider for the future beneficiaries.
Businesses are leaving the Golden State at an exponential pace. A new report from a research institute at Stanford University indicates the rate that businesses left California last year was twice that of 2020 and 2019 and 3 times higher than 2018. Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost is with us from Foothill Ranch tonight to tell us about what's driving the trend. Chip.
Yeah, hey there, Micah. This new report says of the more than 350 companies that have left California since 2018, 11 of them have been Fortune 1000 companies, including one that used to be located just behind me.
Group Senior Citizens League payments are expected to be 8.7% higher, and that would translate into an average of $144 per month. Now, the typical benefit would then average about $1,800 a month, with payments starting in January. So let's take a look now at the cost of living adjustment and how it's fluctuated over the years. You can see the graph on your screen.
The good news is that the government has just confirmed when stimulus relief programs should be going out, and it's going to happen actually pretty soon. So you can be getting your stimulus payments sooner than anybody even thought. And here are several reasons why this is going to happen just for you. Well, this is what I'm talking about. The government has just confirmed stimulus relief programs, so Americans still have time to apply for a relief payment worth up to $1,000, and according to state officials, residents of New Mexico can send in their tax returns this year to claim extra relief money. So far, over 2 million rebates have been issued to New Mexicans. A total of $20 million had been budgeted for relief payments, and they have been distributed on a first income and first served basis. First come, first serve. First person to get stimulus keeps that stimulus. Now, what this means is people who already submitted their tax returns will get the rebates through direct deposit. State officials have even said that if your banking info has changed since you filed, you'll be receiving a paper check. Now, you'll be receiving a paper check if you're a New Mexico resident until November 2023. And now, this is going to be helping you with your information for the rebates. Saying currently there are two rebates New Mexico is distributing. The first rebate allowed married couples to file jointly, and head of households with incomes under 150 grand to receive $500. Single filers and married individuals filing separately with an income under 75 grand will get $250 flat. Now, the second rebate allows single filers and married individuals filing separately to receive a rebate worth $500. Joint filers and heads of households will get $1,000, and the days are ticking down until California's self-imposed deadline to send out the middle-class tax refund directly applies to people's bank accounts and mailboxes. By the end of the year, the Franchise Tax Board, the state agency tasked with distributing the inflation relief checks, had issued over 7 million direct payments to the people that received 9 million debit cards. Now, what this means is that the payments will range from $200 to even $1,000, amounting to nearly $8 billion paid out so far. So the state estimates around 18 million payments will be issued January 14th, meaning approximately 2 million payments remain. And according to the Franchise Tax Board, everybody, the vast majority of the remaining payments will be issued as a debit card and mail. Most people expecting to have received the direct deposit should have already seen it reflect in their bank, but some returns will actually require additional review. Individual filers in Colorado will also receive a rebate of $750. So while joint filers receive $1,500, some people will be getting a little bit less because of, multiple things happening in Congress and a lot of discussions about this. As I was saying, at the most recent filing and meeting with the Fed officials, they said that a robust hiring season could keep inflation elevated and was a key reason why they expect that in order to raise it, it will be more than forecasted. The officials underscored that a slowdown in the rate hikes was not an indication of a weakening. This message reflected concern that Wall Street traders were too optimistic the Fed would soon suspend its rate hikes and even cut them later this year. Hello, I want to talk about stimulus payments and how important they are to help out you guys and what President Biden's doing to actually do something about the fourth stimulus payment that he could actually send out sooner than we expect. Well, first of all, I can't believe this is happening. New data confirmed that more and more seniors are being pushed into poverty. It's not their fault, it's America's fault. It's the government's fault. It's actually Joe Biden's fault. Now, a terrible thing is happening to the seniors. So while overall 65% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, worse things are even happening. And it's according to the latest U.S. Census Bureau, which says that the older people living below the poverty line rose to 10%, up from 8%. And according to analysis by the National Council on Aging, the increase means that an additional 1 million older adults have fallen below the poverty threshold, bringing the total number of seniors in that unfortunate category to nearly 6 million. One expert even told CNBC that this increase shines a glaring spotlight on the fact that Social Security and Medicare, the bedrock of retirement security for so many, are not sufficient to lift all older adults above poverty. Also dismayed, not surprised, is Mayor Johnson of the Senior Citizens League, a Washington-based advocacy group,